just first of all welcome you all to this very important occasion as far as Big Local Central Jarrow is concerned, which of course is the opening of our room and base for our operations. And it's my pleasure to welcome His Worship the Mayor, Councillor Olive Function, and the Mayoress Mary French. It's very gracious of you to be with us tonight.
Big Local Central Jarrow had its 10-year plan endorsed in March 2013 and began delivery against its plan. The Partnership Board have now been working for 3 years to meet the objectives in the plan and delivering the vision for Central Jarrow. Thank you.
It's good to see so many representatives of local organisations. As you said, Mayor, the aim is to get residents of Central Jarrow involved in the project. This is the third year of delivery of the Big Locals programme of work. We're working diligently to address the issues that are raised through consultation with residents, and we're grateful to Anne and to Roz, our two workers, who spend a great deal of time in consulting with local residents and with local organisations. We don't want to sit in isolation from the local community. We want to actually put in place those answers and responses to the needs that have been provided to us. Our main focus on up to the present time has been youth work, and we're grateful to the YMCA Detached Youth Work Project for the work that they do. The environment, and we're very grateful for the work undertaken through groundwork.
Right, I declare it open. Okay.
That's okay, let's find out who we've got in the final. So what's your name? Bobby, where are you from? Your mother's tummy. That's good, he's from his mummy's tummy, isn't that nice? Oh, that's lovely. Is it nice? Oh, it's nice and warm. There you go, it's nice and warm in his mummy's tummy. What's your name? Margaret. Margaret. My name's Margaret. I'm from, where are you from, Margaret? Tara. Where? Tara. Tom. Tara, you too. And what's your name? Do you look really happy, Chloe? She's doing this. Can I really kill him? If this goes on that video, I'll kill him. And where are you from? Jack. Right then. So what's going to happen is you'll be held non-stop. Ride the camel. Ride the camel. The votes are in. The winner of the 2016 Gangnam Style Championships is the winner is
Big Local board made it their priority to just set something up for young people. We do cooking every week. Where we identified straight away that they like the cooking every week, but also there has been a bit of a need of a lot of the young people saying, oh, we haven't had anything to eat today, and I think it's just a bit of a gap sometimes, and they all love it. Even the ones that you wouldn't think would like to do the cooking.
Yeah, definitely.
So that always happens every week when you add it up. And then we always do some kind of art craft thing. We sort of went by what the young people wanted to do. So when we first started, we did a lot of circus stuff, and we had people coming in doing some art stuff, and just a way of getting them involved. And then more youth clubby kind of thing, where usually on a Saturday, a lot of them just like to play pool and table tennis. So yeah, I would say there's generally like cooking, some kind of art stuff. The police say there's not as much stuff going on anymore. And I think the young people now are a bit more aware of the community and older people in the area. And we've got some, like Shay, who's on the board, and is now taking on the role of almost passing information to all of the others.
The children one, because if Warren went, he wouldn't have like a first person like review of what it's like with a kid, child there, it would be more like better to understand, because the child can use their emotions of what it's like to like represent what all the other children are like.
Definitely people coming and doing those little bit of extra thing, like sitting down with a group of friends and doing a focused activity of arts and crafts, having a little bit of nice conversation, eating some nice food, and like spending that time where it's not always confrontation.
Because when the Big Local, when we first started, the sort of went, all of the young people that you're going to come across are all banned from everything.
People tend to start behaving a little bit better.
And some of them also Facebook as well.
Yeah,
we've got Facebook
page.
And there's loads of people.
So many. I think we've got about 500 or 600 followers. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's just rocketed to Facebook.
And it's great when the mums go, oh, there's our thing, cooking, and then they send it to somebody.
On the Facebook as well, like loads of people share with stuff. It's really, I think that's massively helped, hasn't it? As well, being able to show some of the parents who maybe don't know, like stuff that their children are doing, like the trips away, and it's great. It's a really, really amazing way of letting the parents know what the children are doing, what they're getting out of it.
So we had all these projects from across the northeast going to this award ceremony at the Centre for Life, and then when they said Big Local Jarrow, like one of the mums and the two lads had to stand up, and they got the cheque, and there's photographs. Instead of like the Big Locals or the YMCA staff going, it was like the residents actually went who benefited from the award.
I think that's more meaningful, isn't it? Like, it kind of shows that.
Yeah, so they went and had a great time.
More mature young mums, if you like, the mentors, would then advertise the sessions that we're doing, to try and engage new young mums, to try and bring them into the sessions. So that incorporated advertising material, so flyers for example, trips to soft plays, trips to the farm, trips out for breakfast, craft activities, cooking activities, and all of that together.
Where did the idea as a mentoring programme come from?
Now, can you remember the very beginning?
It was like if people weren't confident enough to come to group, like I was alright, I didn't mind coming, but like it's you know like oh yeah, other people like they're like oh I don't know anybody, I don't want to come and stuff. So I think like, if you even just messaging someone saying oh look I go to the group, if you want to come along, like we normally meet people beforehand, don't we? So
Like new people
yeah, so they don't feel like they don't know anyone at the group. Or we've got a Facebook page so we're adding into that, so then they know the people who are there. It's always helpful to know who's going to be at the groups before you go if you knew.
So how do you find out that that there are new people that maybe want to come along?
Well, we're like we've got flyers, so like we take pictures and we can post them on Facebook, and then people would like directly message us or comment and be like, oh I'm interested in this group, or like we get referred people. Can't always tell you the names, but we can obviously sit out.
Eve met someone on a bus
Yeah.
and started to mention about the young mums group, and it turned out that someone had received a referral about. So you befriended someone and recommended the service, but I'd already had a professional recommendation from a young person as well.
So I just messaged her, and then I met her before we came up together for the first time she came. And then I've met her a few times after, like outside the group as well, and we went to do different things together. Like, and there was another girl, and we went at Primrose, there was like a messy play thing, so I met her before, and we went to like somewhere there before we came here to like get to know each other a bit more before it, so she didn't feel uncomfortable.
So when you first started coming, how did you feel when you first started? And can you use that when you're talking to other people?
Yeah, I was really scared to come first, so I brought my son's auntie, like my boyfriend's sister, and she came with because she's got a little girl as well, which is at work today, and I came with her the first time, so I brought her on with us. I was too scared to come by myself. That's why we meet people before and like make sure I feel comfortable
Yeah,
and
not
stuff.
everyone's got that person that can come with.
So where did the idea come from for the roving chef?
The idea came, if I'm honest, with our director, Pauline Wonders. She kind of had it because she comes up with some great, exciting ideas, and she kind of had this idea, well, there's cooking groups being run, and because Time Gateway is innovative and different, we like to do things differently. We thought, what can we do that's different? Because bearing in mind the nature of some of the families that we work with, you know, the lack of confidence, the lack of self-esteem, you know, they might have issues where they don't feel confident in group situations, or they might perhaps not want to come out of the house. So at the time, we had a guy who was a qualified chef working on our project. So myself, Stephen and Paul chatted about what we could do. So then we developed it from there. So we came up with the idea, well, what about if we go in the homes, find out how they're living, how they're cooking, you know, do they have the skills, do they know how to cook, and then take it from there, and then we'll develop some recipes. So we kind of built up a whole project, a mini project of how we go about it. So we did all the evaluations, so questionnaires at the start of, you know, which Stephen did, because Stephen's got a nutrition background on what you eat, do you smoke, alcohol consumption, sugar levels, salt levels, where do you shop, and all those kind of things. So we came up with a great big file with everything in, risk assessments, obviously health and safety. So once all of that official paperwork was all in place, we then asked for families, and there had to be families of Central Jarrow, postcoded, which I was given from Anne Corrigan from Big Local. So it was about trying to link in with other workers within the Jarrow community, and families they thought could benefit from being supported with how to cook. So the idea was that we would go in the homes, support them, and if anything they needed with regards to cooking, we would purchase, because each family we got £500, I think we had a budget of £50 a family or something, because you have to incorporate staff costs as well into the £500. And that was the idea, to ask them what they want, what would make a difference to them. The whole thing behind it was that they would shop better on a budget for healthy food, have healthy cooking, and would make the whole family feel better.
And so the money that you got from the big local, that funded each project and a staff member.
And staff as well, yeah.
Staff to actually go in.
Yeah, and to buy the food, the utensils, and you know, all of the things that were required to support the project in terms of it running successfully. And we only had 5 families in the Jarrow area that we worked with, which were all really good, really different. And what two of the families were actually they were friends, young mothers, and what came out of the first sort of would initially do a home visit, find out all about the family, what they do, and tell them all about the roving chef and what we're home, and for them to tell us what types of food they'd like.
everywhere. How did you do? Brilliant. And they're all ours. Here we go. My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, all from grand piano, my beautiful Castillo. I give it all. My acres of the land